Welcome to our 21 Days of Wellness Chats. We are here today with Sarah Hawco to talk about food and the holiday season. Food, we all love food. I know I certainly love food. Holiday food tradition is sort of a social glue that binds our cultures together. And with that, Sarah, I'd like to ask you, what are some healthy food choices we can make during the holiday season?
Well, healthy food choices is like anything. We all know what's healthy. We all know that broccoli is better for us than a shortbread cookie, right? We know that. So the magic comes in to closing the gap between what we know and what we do.
Mm.
So when I work with people, if anyone follows me on Instagram, I'm a pretty hardcore vegan, right? And I know that that is a barrier for a number of people. So recognizing my bias, rather than asking people to give things up, especially around the holidays where there's so much sentimentality around it, and family and tradition and culture and feel goodness, rather than me suggesting people take away their beloved foods A, B, and C, what we can try to do with intentionality is add in. So I'm not saying don't eat X. Instead, what I'm saying, you eat whatever you want, but it would serve you very well if you could add in. My top recommendation is, can you ensure that you have at least a quarter cup per day of some type of beans or lentils or pulses, chickpeas? There's a million ways to make them quick and easy. It's what my daughters have for breakfast every day, for example. It's their comfort food because you're bringing into your body some high protein, high fiber food that is going to help your microbiome, right? And the microbiome, even though it's way down here in our gut, has a significant effect up here in our head, right? So, people say, follow your gut instinct. Well, it's actually our body's guide. So if we can improve the health of our gut by increasing, first recommendation, of course, being the beans pulses. Can you add in a quarter cup a day? I don't care what you do all day. Well, I do. But can you add that in? In addition to adding that in, can you make an intentional decision to have at least 7 servings of fruits and vegetables in a day? If you still want to have your cookies and cake or creaminess eggnog, fine. But make sure you get your minimum 4, ideally 7 servings of fruits and vegetables a day. What you'll find is if you fill up on good nutrient-dense food first, you're going to have less desire to have the bad. So that's my guide. If you can knock out your fruits and vegetables, please ensure that you're having your beans, lentils, pulses, ideally not deep fried. Maybe you can bake them, broil them. You can make a beautiful dal. I mean, a dal takes about 8 minutes to make, maybe, Anshu. I don't know if you make a dal in your house, but there's so many easy things to make and have healthy food choices in your house. I know we all know this, but I try to make sure, especially when I'm at the office, my children are at home, I'm always make sure that I have some cooked brown rice in the fridge. They can grab that and throw it in a skillet, some cooked quinoa, and some baked sweet potatoes. Then you can hustle something together rather quickly and make some good, healthy food choices, even though we're all busy and we're all working. If you have something accessible that is far faster and 1,000 times more nutritious to choose from rather than ordering skip the dishes or what have you, then you're just going to feel so much better. And water. How does the can possibly absorb? And those are my top choices. I recognize the temptations. We're going to have less temptations this year with our COVID Christmas, so the gatherings are going to be well reduced. And again, watch your alcohol intake. I don't have a moral stand whatsoever on alcohol, other than it will really negatively impact your sleep. That's my first one. It's high calorie, high sugar, but it'll really negatively impact your sleep. And sleep is just key.
Yes, 100%. Yeah, that is important. And I think that what I really liked what you said is we don't have to delete all the things or take away all the shortbread cookies or the cakes or whatever it is from our diet. But think about putting in or bringing in the broccoli and the sweet potatoes and the quinoa. I truly love that.
Yeah, add in, because nothing is sustainable if you think that you're giving up. Right?
Yes.
Go on these 30-day sobriety challenges or 30-day diets.
Right.
You know, if you're just doing it for a finite period of time with the view of, oh my gosh, in 8 more days, I get to have X,
Right.
then you're attaching a win or a celebration to something that's bad for you, right? So I'm not a fan of doing the 30-day give up, unless you go vegan. I'd rather kind of slowly change your mindset and recognize just how darn good you feel. I do think that most of us should try to stay away from dairy. Most of us actually just don't digest dairy very well.
Right.
But you know, everyone, you just need to meet people where they are. Is that me? Sorry. Meet people where they are and just lean into the choices. So start with the adding in. If all you do for the next year is you add in, you'll find your way and find what works for you.
That is beautiful. And I think that is truly working towards making a lifestyle change as opposed to in that moment, like a 30-day thing. And Sarah, one other question for you then. What do you think is the correlation between food and wellness?
I actually think it is the apex. I think that food truly is our medicine. You know, study after study after study shows, for example, heart disease being North America's #1 killer, being 100% preventable on a whole foods plant-based diet. Diabetes is rampant in North America and throughout the Western world. 100%, diabetes too, 100% preventable and reversible on a whole foods plant-based diet. You know, so many of our diseases are actually diseases of lifestyle, whether that is smoking, whether that is lack of movement, and it is our food choices. So just because I'm a vegan, I recognize that many people aren't, and that's okay. Worldwide, apparently, even with meat and fish and chicken in your diet, the key indicator of longevity, I have read, is actually the diversity of plants. So even if you're having your steak or chicken or whatever it is, again, we're back to the add in. How much diversity can you get in your plants? And the results are astounding insofar as our mental health and our physical well-being. So I have a sister who's a Western medicine doctor. I applaud, and we all need Western medicine. I'm not anti anything, but I think that we have the opportunity to take ownership of our own health to a very large degree. Some things, of course, you can't predict and you can't avoid, but to the best of our ability, why wouldn't we want to increase our quality of life and our longevity with quality to the best of our ability? And I think making good food choices will just make us feel lighter, not just physically, but mentally, and provide clarity.
Awesome. That was wonderful. Thank you so much, Sarah, for joining us and providing such great insights on our food choices during the holiday season. Thank you to all our viewers for tuning in and watching us. Stay tuned for more episodes on our 21 Days of Wellness Chats. Thank you.
Thank you.